another Weebaholic podcast. Let's get it. Let's go. Me and she back, the dynamic duo, back with y'all again. Before we can even get started, first thing, I like to shout out the Demon Slayer movie because that's my new little background just for this episode because it's breaking records and I'm just ready to see it. So shout out to that Demon Slayer movie.
I can't wait to watch it as well.
Yeah, they're teasing us by posting it how in Japan is breaking records.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I can copy it off the Fire Stick, but
yeah, but no, they're not doing that.
Not yet. Anyway,
the best probably is like we had a friend that lived in Japan tell them to record it, and they probably like have something on that too where you can't record. So
yeah, but it's probably gonna be a good minute.
Yeah, it's gonna be a minute. So sad case for us. But before we get started, as I tell you, always go like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the growth of the channel. We are consistently growing. I thank everybody from bottom of my heart for our subscribers. Hit that like button. Notification link, get notified for every podcast. Go follow my Instagram at ChrisUpNext_23. Go follow our anime Instagram at anime_genshow. She tell them the stuff.
Oh, follow and support me on eyes.of_the.lens. If you live in the area of Georgia, anywhere near Grovetown, Georgia, just hit me up on that account. I'll do pictures for you. I get it's COVID, but I'll do my best to fit your needs to work through this.
And she is a grown man now. He'd apply to college.
Yeah.
So anyway, like I always said, go do that. Go follow, like all that stuff. So we have another banging episode for y'all today. We touched on this briefly with our guys, Anime Headliner. Shout out to them. We touched on that briefly about power scaling and ranking things. I think ranking things, I think that from what they said, they don't really like ranking things. I do because I feel like it makes it fun. And I feel like ranking and debating shows against each other is perfectly fine. Now, power scaling, that is a whole different thing that I have my own opinion on. So today we're going to talk about why we think power scaling is a problem, or if it's not, because I don't know how she might feel on this. So why I think it's a problem and what she has to say about this. So you can start off first.
Yeah, I'll start off. Power, in my terms, there's certain aspects when you're having certain conversations about animes and saying this anime by itself is good or whatever, you like the characters, you like the plot, you're just filling it out, telling people about your opinion about it. And then sometimes there's other people who come up and be like, yeah, that's a good anime. And when you're talking about the characters being like super strong, there's those types of people who will come up to you and be like, can they beat Goku? Can they beat One Punch Man?
Yeah.
Saitama. I'm like, yeah. Or they'll just bring up some OP character and be like, can they beat this person? I'm like, that's not the point. We're just, saying they're strong within a respective field as a character, not in the whole of anime, not saying they're strongest, but in that subject, honestly, power scaling against other shows is fine, but they're different. So it's hard to actually hear them truthfully. Because, for Naruto and Dragon Ball, that's always been I know for a while, that's always been power scaling thing that a lot of people did. If you remember that happening, people would be like
death battles and stuff like that.
And what ifs and stuff like that. I always wondered why it was mainly those two that were brought up in those scenarios. Because hey, it's completely different. There's aliens and stuff in one show. There's gods and stuff in the other show, but those gods don't match up to the gods in Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you can compare them, but battle power wise, it would be different each and every time, and there would be no real scaling. There, you could probably do an in-depth thing, but in-depth analysis of each character and just put them up against each other, but I still don't see it serves a purpose. It's fun in certain ways if the matchup actually seems reliable, or it just seems like there's
Unbiased.
yeah, it's unbiased. Whereas Goku and Naruto, anyone could probably agree. Well, a lot of people will probably say Goku would beat Naruto, but there's people who say Naruto will beat Goku, and a lot of people who say Goku will beat Naruto, they use the fact that what Goku can do, and then the fact that um I forgot who said it. Was it the writer for Dragon Ball, or was it the writer for Naruto that said Naruto has the same strength as Nappa or something like that?
Uh, uh,
I I don't know if I remember that correctly, but I do remember someone mentioning that Naruto has the strength of Nappa. I don't remember which Naruto at which point in life it was, but you know that's practically what I remember. But in my opinion, it's fun sometimes. Like I was saying, if fight is unbiased and you can actually determine who could definitely probably win with like no debate, or you can come to agreements to. It's just that the the power scalings that just are just thrown out there with that are completely biased, like Dragon Ball and Naruto. I will keep using that as a reference
mm-hmm.
because those were crazy for no reason. But yeah, that's my whole point there.
I like what you're saying. For me, I'm gonna do like I'm gonna take what you're saying, but keep it inside the own show. Like, okay, so this is a problem I have with like I know a few YouTubers that do. I mean, a few YouTubers. Yeah, a few YouTubers that do this with inside like shows like One Piece, where it's like they're trying to see, okay, is Luffy Admiral level? Is he Yonko level? Is he this and that? And it's just like I think power scaling could be fun. Like I really think like it could be a
Yeah,
fun thing where, but it's just like that's not if the show's not about like just a powering fighting based system all the time, which is not then it becomes annoying and childish because it's not like you're not even taking the time to appreciate the show for what it is. Like it's just like you're over here like kind of like being like a little kid, just being like, who will win the fight? Who's smashing who's this and that? And it's like I feel like with some shows there could be like they could have like it could be more interesting if you sat down maybe one character from this show versus another character and had them do like a debate battle, like because they're like whose ideology was more like stronger, more realistic, what was not as smart as the other ones. And I feel like that could be more interesting because with some shows you might get more of like like um light versus Lelouch. That might not on the
yeah,
fighting level. That might not be like on Goku versus Naruto level, but on like with brains and ideals, that's like almost day and
yeah.
night.
That's interesting. To me, I get what you're saying. Like I was about to say, I think most people are like who first started like people who watch Dragon Ball are very action heavy. I
Yeah,
remember watching Dragon Ball. The only reason why I really enjoyed Dragon Ball in the beginning was not because of the characters, but because of the constant fighting and
yeah,
like the battles and all that. I still had good. I still enjoyed characters and like their character development, but I mainly was there in the beginning for the fights.
yeah. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Like, there's just one YouTuber. I kind of like what he does, but like, I still like. I used to love his videos a lot more, but like now, I don't like dislike his videos. It's just now I feel like he's kind of milking Swag. I'm not like
Uh,
different. But like, okay, he makes great Naruto videos. Like that's all he made. I know he watch. I've seen him different podcasts. He watched different animes, and just like he keeps talking about different scenarios in the world of Naruto. Like that's great. Like thinking outside the box, that's great. That's how we got shows like Naruto and like thinking outside the box. But it's just like I feel like when you're stretching the show so much and being like, I'm pretty sure this is gonna happen. It just like you kind of like taking value away from the show, from the creator because it's like these people are like special. Like they're making these shows that we enjoy, and we're kind of just like taking it for granted in a way. If like I'm trying not trying to sound too like wimpy. But it's just like I feel like having your own thoughts of how the show should go is cool. But when it's like you're almost bending and twisting the show, I don't like. I'm just like it might not be how things you would have did it, but it's like I feel like appreciating the show is what's kind of all about, in my opinion. That's not power scaling, but that's just a thing I've seen. But,
Oh, okay. I was
yeah,
just gonna
it's not
ask
power
that.
scaling. It's not power
Yeah,
scaling.
I
I
was
was just
just
saying.
gonna ask that. Yeah.
But
All right.
and another thing I have a problem with it is just like you said, it's two different worlds. I think a cool one would be like I think I saw Sasuke versus what's his face Zoro. I feel like stuff like that it can actually be pretty good. But like when it's just stuff that's like obviously one sided or stuff where like it's two different worlds, so it's hard to compare. Like how like they say, I think in the One Piece where you're like Luffy can stretch 50-50 gongs. Like how are we
Yeah.
supposed to like scale that? Like some people are like, well, 50-50 gongs is at the speed of light. Well, I'm like 50 gongs could be as fast as somebody driving 50 miles in a car. We don't know. Like Oda even says, I don't like power scale. That's why I make stuff so like hard for you to scale because I sit down and enjoy the show. So it's like I feel like this might sound like I feel like the people who actually sit down and do that are like weebs, like sitting in the basement. Like if you actually find out what is a gom and like speed wise, you actually are probably you're really smart, but you're a weeb and have no life. Like, okay?
Yeah, I was about to say I don't think that would be a good use of time, to be honest. Not to criticize people who actually do that.
Yeah,
It's
because
just
there's a lot of people who've done that, and it's probably getting a lot of views, making a lot of money. But it's just like for me, that's just something I can't sit down and watch YouTube videos about that continuously. Like I
yeah.
can't.
But I feel like people who do that are just there to entertain the idea of power scaling, or they're just generally curious as well. They're probably generally curious as what it actually stands for. Not like
Yeah.
they're probably not doing it just to battle scale against someone else. They're probably just doing that just for fun, just so they can
No,
fact
but I've seen
themselves.
people who've been like, "This is how it would go." Like once you cross the line, saying like, "This is how," like, "This is who will win," and "This is how." It's just like then I'm just looking at you like, dude, we legitimately don't know, and that's okay. Like we don't know if Goku beat Saitama. Like that's been like the argument of the century. Like
Yeah, to be
that one
honest.
I'm actually interested. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
Yeah,
actually interested in
I'm
I
actually
am.
interested in.
But it's
That's
like other things. It's just like I just sometimes I wish we could just sit down as a community and just like not power scale, just enjoy the ish.
that's what I'm saying. Cause like the only times I don't like power scaling is when it's being used with characters that their matchups wouldn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like Goku and Naruto. I mean, like you can. It's I get that you like them, you like that show, and you
Nostalgia.
love that character, but like at the same time, everyone knows Naruto probably wouldn't beat Goku.
Yeah,
Just
I
like
agree.
just deep
I
down saying,
agree. I agree.
I'm not saying like you have to accept that fact. It's just like it's the obvious. I'm not trying to like demeanor the fact that you can argue Naruto could beat Goku, but if you really look at it, there's not much to
Like to
argue.
me, I don't think like Luffy versus Goku. I still don't think Luffy beats. I don't think Luffy like scratches Goku. Like honestly, I don't
Mm,
think he does.
I don't know.
Cause
I
like,
don't think he does
cause
either.
from what I know, I've heard from people who are up to date, like he can't even like mess with like Kaido right now. And I don't know I forgot how strong Kaido is, or I don't know what level Kaido's on, but if he can't deal with like the big bosses in his world, I don't think he can deal with Goku, who might be the strongest anime character of all time.
That's what I'm saying. Cause I haven't caught up, but I know for a fact he can't handle Kaido because I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw a clip of Kaido messing up all the rookies
Yeah,
in one instance. So
yeah. Oh, especially where I'm at, like he's losing to
yeah,
one.
I was about to say Kaido sounds terrifying.
Yeah,
Like where I'm at, like
yeah. Yeah. I don't think I like. I don't remember. I don't know. I haven't watched Dragon Ball like the series, but I don't know if I met. I don't. I think Luffy's one of the first protagonists I've seen that's gotten like whooped like on the daily, like as consistently as he does. Like I don't know if Goku loses a lot, but
Continue.
but Luffy has been taking a lot of L's for the first like 3 times. It take when he breaks through, but man, it takes a minute.
Yeah, necessarily, I wouldn't say Goku loses fights, but there's been times where he starts off a fight and he could be severely weaker than them, but he would still win. So I mean,
Is it the power of being a protagonist, or he would actually like pull something?
yeah, no, they don't like just throw something out there. Something actually happens that like say for the non-canon Broly movie, he won against Broly because he shared the power of everyone else there to beat him at that moment in time. So and kind of punch the hole through his chest. That's what happened then. So like there's certain scenarios that can give him boost in strength when he's like down on like his last legs that let him like clutch out the win. But most of the times he is fighting losing battles. But then over time he just gets stronger over time or just hits a lucky chance. Something like that, yeah.
And do I have anything else from the power scaling debate? I've had many people like tell me I should do like for this podcast for his own podcast, telling me that like I should do a tournament arc on who's the strongest. Like I mean that'd be cool, but sometimes I feel like having topics more like this is more interesting, like because it's bringing something like there's probably 30 billion anime YouTubers who have done tournament arcs. Was like I'm not gonna we're probably gonna do one like eventually. Right, that takes a lot of work to make it and to make it fair. And it's only two of us, y'all. So we gotta. It might not be as much as talking as other ones. We have like 5 or 6 people, but I feel like us having some of these combos is like a little more interesting sometimes than these just doing a straight tournament arc because we're bringing something different. But like I said, power skilling for fun, it's great. But when we're changing the ideas and when y'all just solely focus on that instead of loving the show, that's where I gotta be like, hey, just cut that crap out. Let's watch some anime and chill.
I was about to say for fun, it's very fun when it's in the aspect of just cause. But when you're like really serious about it, then it's kind of not fun. It's kind of just a useless debate in my opinion.
Yeah, because it's like y'all never. Because this is like I had the same debate like about like this is the same thing I tell my friend like when we debate about our sports and who we think is greater than who, but it's the same sport, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
here's the thing. I'm not gonna debate you on that because I feel like whatever I say is not gonna change your mind. Whatever you say is not gonna change my mind. So what's the point of even debating? Like, it's not even gonna be like, it's not something where that's like it's not something where anybody's mind could be swayed. Because if you think this person can be that person, you're already going to this battle being like, I know my man can win. I know Goku can be Naruto, or vice versa. So,
Oh,
like, if you're gonna power scale and debate, be open minded at least.
actually, before we move on into topic, I actually wanted to mention something. You remember when people said when they did battle scale on power scale and they know for a fact that they probably wouldn't have a chance, but then they say, what if he had what if he had some few months to train and he already knew most of his abilities or something like he had information about him. Have you ever heard anyone say that?
No, I'm not.
You haven't? I've heard people say this. What if, like, for the Goku and Naruto, what if Naruto had some time to rack up
Oh, I've heard
information?
that in different debates, but I haven't heard like
Yeah.
that one. Okay. Yeah, like they're telling like get my man. Like I remember the big one was I think this is a big one. This was Deku versus Tanjiro.
Uh huh.
I think that'd be really interesting. But
That would be interesting.
I don't know what's happening in the manga, so I didn't speak on it. So,
I mean,
yeah.
I think that sounds reasonable, to be honest.
No, from the show, I'm saying like I wouldn't even like comment because like from the show, the manga, I don't know. And it's hard because Tanjiro is a swordsman, so it's like
Yeah, he is.
He's not
He's
like a
he,
hand to hand. He's not a hand to hand combat person. So it's like I feel like if you just knock his like I don't know that would be hard, but you just knock his sword out. I mean, from what I've seen in the show, cause remember I didn't watch read the manga.
Oh, well, he can fight hand to hand, but like he doesn't have super strength.
Yeah,
He's a regular human.
yeah. When he doesn't have his sword, he's on human status.
No, the sword swings are actually human, like the warders and stuff coming
Uh,
off of him. It's just
I'm
animated to
saying
be
like his hand to
perceived
hand
like that.
combat is like normal. He's like a
Yeah,
normal.
so like if we're in real life, actually in Demon Slayer, and they swung their sword at them, it wouldn't show like the water and fire coming out. It's just perceived like that. It's animated like that.
Oh dang it! I wish it was.
Yeah,
That'd been cool.
yeah. So they're actually just strong swordsmen.
Dang,
That's
I
pretty
think
much.
that's pretty cool. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. I got nothing else to say about it, y'all. Y'all just if you're gonna do it, have fun, but just enjoy the anime, man. Just enjoy the anime.
Yeah. I agree very much so.
We can Death Note.
Yep. Let's move
So
on to.
rolling into Death Note, episode 12 through 14. Man, you want me to go first?
You go ahead.
So episode 12 starts off. Now we are getting an official word that Light is going to be on the task force, and they want him. And the second Kira. Let me think. Does the second Kira come?
Yes. Second Kira first appears in that
Episode
episode.
11. I think episode 11. But then we get a video of them posting. They post a video to the news broadcaster, like the girl sends it to him, Misame. And my first thought, I was just like, okay. So I'm thinking like when I first watched this, I'm like, okay, this is good. Like because Light's gonna be like, I finally have somebody that's gonna be on my side. Da 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 da. He's like, she's an idiot. Like because she's bringing more attention towards him, and now they're realizing like because another thing that Misame did was she coded the Death Note. She coded
The Death Note.
the Shinigami. She coded about the idea. So now they're all like, what? So then everybody else is just like crazy. But interesting enough, L's like, this might not be the craziest thing ever.
Yeah, he was very shaken up. You know, he like
Yeah, but he was shaking up. Yeah, he was just like, what?
yeah but like most people in that situation when they hear that fact, you either have the officer's reaction, Light's reaction, since he actually know what it meant,
Mm-hmm.
or L's reaction was very not expected in that kind of situation because most people who would have heard that without knowing what it is would just be like, what are they talking about? This sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Or maybe or like one of them mentioned, or maybe it's cool. Like they wouldn't think it would mean anything besides those things. Like it's just a bunch of nonsense. But L takes the expected road and starts to believe that fact just based off of what she said and the fact that when Light sent him the message saying Shinigami's love apples or whatnot, he 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 took he believed that there's a possibility that them being real. And if that was me, I wouldn't interpret it that way. I would just thought like he's coding something or he's just saying like he's some kind of angel of death or something like that. Or in the beginning. Like so I just thought his reaction was kind of not within expectation. Or it just came off as a surprise, you know?
Yeah. And then another thing, this is he talks about how he's a liability because he's out here giving like info, or she is at this point. He thinks he's a he, but she's out here giving info away, and he's just like, dude, if these people like catch on, like I'm gonna be in a world of hurt because there's gonna be a world of hurt because they're finding out his literally his bread and butter, his power.
Yeah.
And then you get a little snippet of her too. You meet her and you see that she's obsessed with Kira because wait, no, that's the next episode.
Yeah,
but
that's the next episode.
You meet her and you see that she's obsessed with Kira, and that she has her own Shinigami, Rem, and Rem is whatever. I don't personally. I don't really like Rem. For me, I don't like. Some people is like she's okay, but I don't really like Rem.
Yeah.
But, like, it's whatever. So then we go on through the episode.
Wait. I want to mention that part. Well, first time watchers, when you hear it, you'd be super surprised because you think the only way Shinigami's could die is through like if they don't kill enough people.
And then Rem tells a story about her Shinigami.
Yeah, he tells her the story about how they can die another way, and pretty much he said Shinigami fell in love with someone. But then that story, so I don't know how to explain it.
I remember. So the Shinigami, I forgot his name, whatever, fell in love with a human because I think he had like watched her since like she was like whatever, and it was her day to die, or whatever. Because and she was walking home, and then some random crazy sicko dude wanted her, and she of course she didn't want him back because she didn't even know who he was. So he got a knife and tried to stab her. So then she was ready to die. So then he was like he was telling Rem, I'm gonna write his name in my book. She was like, no, we can't do that because then that'll take your life, and it'll take the Shinigami's life expectancy and give it to the human. So he did it because he loved her, and then he ended up dying for it and turned into ash. Like he just flew away. And then I don't know. They said she lived a really long life, and I imagine so because Shinigami are like death angels. So like she probably could live to like a few hundred years old. We don't even know. I don't even know. Like I probably could look it up and find out how old Ryuk was or Rem is. And yeah.
But it never mentions the Shinigami's name was like Jealous or whatever. But it never mentions his age, or you never see it.
Yeah.
They can't see each other's life
expectancy.
Yeah.
But still, like I'm assuming that's like another like plus 40 years on her life. Like these are like death gods.
That's true.
Like there's a world where like she could be immortal because some death gods are probably their death, like the ruler of their world is immortal. Let's say he did that, he would probably never die. So that's episode 12. I think was or wait 12. Yeah, this was a really really good episode. And then I like how at the end of episode 12 we get them in a coffee shop, and he's like, I need to find her or him because he's a nuisance. And she's saying, I wonder what Kira is like. I wonder if he loves me. I wonder if he cares about me. And I'm like, well, he can't care about you if you out here messing up his plan, being emotional. So that was funny. That was funny.
Yeah, and then the next episode comes up to play, episode 13.
They get the coding.
Yeah, the coding first from the note. I forgot how they received the note, to be honest.
Yeah.
Do you remember or?
It was left at the police station.
Okay, yeah. It was left at the police station, pretty much telling like meeting times or pretty much where she was gonna go or whatnot or what she was doing.
Then she said that she wants to meet him and they're gonna be in Shibuya.
No, it started with Iowa. I'm saying it completely wrong. I can't remember right now, but I know it started with the A. It was that place because he was talking about
the game. The
Huh?
baseball. Because the game might, because the game or something like that.
Yeah,
Remember?
because that's where they originally thought they were she was planning to meet Kira at, but he actually put in a code that Light figured out, but didn't tell anyone
Yes.
else. I'm surprised Elle didn't even figure it out either. But
And then another thing was, I remember Elle was telling, I forgot the name of the detective that was following him. I forgot his name. He said he wanted to go in, but he said keep a good like eye on him. I'm still like, I don't have any other leads. But I really still think that's him, which was like, Elle was like, Elle. It's crazy because Elle appeared to trust him, but he was really on his ish.
yeah,
So like, and then another thing that happened was Light was asking Ryuk. The place is called Aoma, Aoyma, Aoma,
yeah,
Aoma. So he was asking Ryuk, could another Shinigami talk to another Shinigami? He said, it supposed on how like the personality of the Shinigami is and how I was feeling, how they were feeling, so which was pretty cool. I was just like, okay, like this is pretty interesting. So
yeah. And then he asked,
he
"Would
asked
you?"
the group. He asked the group to come so that the so that the because he had felt like this Kira was so dumb that if she saw him just by himself with Ryuk, that she would just be like, "Hey, Kira." So he had Ryuk come with the group or whatever. Because let's say on the security camera, like this stranger girl went up to Light, they'd be like, "Okay, like why?" So then they made a group come. So let's say like she could be coming up to anybody, and she would.
You know, you gotta a little bit mix up. He had the group because he asked Ryuk if Shinigami could talk to each other because he thought her Shinigami would come up and talk to Ryuk and or see him and probably tell her that he's here
Yeah,
or that's him right there.
yeah.
Because that's when he asked Ryuk, if you saw her his Shinigami, would you tell me? He's like, nope. And he was like, oh, oh, he was like, well, I figured that and whatnot. So
My bad for getting messed up. But then we found out that like
he brought a group, so it'd be harder to,
she
yeah,
finds him
it'd be
with
harder.
the scarlet eyes. She finds him,
Yeah,
or not
the
scarlet, but
scarlet eyes, the Shinigami eyes.
Shinigami eyes. I'm getting all man, these eyes and animes be plopping in and out, in and out. So then she finds them or whatever. So then so then we go back home. She goes back home and talks about how Kira's so handsome and he's sexy and all this other cringy ish.
Mhm.
Anything other significant happens or whatever. Oh, then she pops up to his house. She pops. That's
Yeah,
the next. That's one of
no, she pops up to his house later that day. It was
the
like
yeah,
nighttime. Yeah,
yeah, later that night. So then she acts as his girlfriend or whatever, and he's like, "Who was this?" And she's like, "Notebook." So then he's like, "Oh, this is my quote unquote second Kira, my accomplice." So then he takes her up to the room, you know, and then he's like, "How did you find out it was me?" He was like, she was like, I made a Shinigami ideal. And then she explained how like she can see everybody else's life expectancy, but another person that has the death note. And he was like, "Oh, I didn't even know that." So she's
yeah,
actually
because
like
he
a
never
little a
accepted.
little whatever. So then he's like, "Why are you being careless?" Like he said, the thought of me and you even being here could could pose a potential like problem.
But or a problem, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot like everything he said, but it's like just because it's cameras and just everything, just all that. And then she asked to be his girlfriend, and then he's like, no, because in Oyama, um, on the camera they could have saw you, and if they see us meet up or whatever, like they're gonna be suspicious. She's like, no, because I had a disguise on, so like they won't even know it was me. And then she shows pictures of how
She was
she was
dressed.
like there
Yeah.
and what she looks like now. So then he's like, okay, she's not like that dumb. And then she's like, fingerprint. He's like, what about your fingerprints? He's like, well, I covered that because when I sent the tapes in, I had gloves. And when I was I think
No, she had a friend. She had a friend.
okay, yeah.
The tapes were like supposed to be paranormal videos, but when her friend wasn't paying attention, she did something like the Cure video on top of them and had her turn them in. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So then basically to end it all, he's like, yeah, you could be my fake girlfriend because you've done so much to help me and you can be a use for me. So she then simps on out for him and it was kind of annoying.
It is kind of annoying because like it's crazy she went to that great length. She went just going great lengths to like be with him and try to get him to love her back to the point that she's okay with everything he does to her, no matter what it is.
Yeah, it's like.
But when I don't think it's in the next episode, but I think it might be in the next episode when he starts telling her I'm gonna be seeing other people.
Yeah,
just
because
to start.
not to be suspicious, and she's like, "What? I'll kill them." And I'm just like, "But you're gonna do it." I was like, "You know, you're gonna deal with it if it's for him." And then we find out why she loves him so much, apparently, because her parents, she's famous, and her parents were killed, sadly, by a intruder. And Kira, in her case, wasn't looked at, which was sad. And Kira killed the man who did it for him. So then now she's forever in debt. And he's also handsome and smart, so she's like really in love with him and will do anything to please his will and to satisfy him.
Yeah, and Light was trying to explain to her, you don't have. It may seem like that, but you don't have feelings for me. You have feelings for Kira, and explained that because that's what he explained that after he mentioned like being together with other girls. I believe, yeah. And then he was telling her, she was like, well, yeah. And he mentioned the fact that you said you were going to do everything for me. She was like, yeah, but not if you have to see other girls and stuff like that. And then wait, never mind. That's
about it. That's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. And then
he had somebody following him. Remember that. He has another agent following him again at his college. So he's going to school. He's making sure to like make it seem normal. So during his class, he's talking to this girl, some chick at the university. I think that doesn't even matter. Like, okay, we're gonna go on a date, and then the other person doesn't suspect anything. Like, so the agent doesn't suspect like he's trying to meet up with Kira because if he pops out this new girl, because he's gonna be like, okay, he's a normal teenager just going on dates with a lot of people. So then we get another interesting scene when Elle talks about how he would be sad if Light was Kira because you're really my friend and I really like it.
I was like, yo.
I was like, I don't know if this cap is just real. Like, I don't know. Like,
I think he was being honest because, like, I don't know. Like, I didn't even remember that. Like, I didn't even remember Elle saying that whatsoever. So, even rewatching it, I was caught off guard by that. I was like, what?
Yeah, exactly. So it was like, what?
I was like, hey, what if Light actually just kept playing this game of cat and mouse?
I honestly think Death Note could have been over within like the 60 episodes if they actually didn't want if they actually wanted to get really dark with it.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't know that. Like after hearing that just made me think. Like, what if like Elle and Kira like actually became like somewhat kind of friends, but he's hiding this fact. But like that's what I mean. Like he keeps trying to play this cat and mouse. Like he actually what if Kira later on? What if Light actually did know that Elle was a friend later on and kind of just started to feel more hesitant? Because at the end of this episode, because this is what happened.
No, I have a funny scene. I'll forget that. I remember how when Misame jumped on him, and she was like, "This was the first time I'll be supposed to hit a woman."
Yeah, love
That
it.
scene is forever hilarious. Like it gets mean so much.
It was
That
hilarious.
was a great scene.
Oh my gosh. And he was literally just talking about how he should not be seen with her at this
And
moment.
she just pops up out
Popped
of
up.
nowhere to his house.
Yeah, and went against his role from last episode saying, you got to wait 2 weeks from now to see me again.
That was hilarious, man. That was really hilarious.
Yeah.
And then this is where to the end, I'm gonna let you speak on it, but my bad. This is the last thing I say about probably this last episode.
Yeah.
This is where you see his cunning, conniving ways. Because Rem was like, if you do anything to her, I'll kill you. This is why I don't like Rem. Because it's like, why are you getting so invested? And like, let her be dumb. Like, he out here doing what he gotta do. You tell him, if he gets killed, I'll kill you. Like what? Like, shut up. Like, she's being a nuisance to his plan anyway. Like, if she needs to be killed, she needs to be killed. Period. Point blank. And he's like, okay, all right. So he was like, yeah, you love Misame, right? She was like something like that. Well, if Misame is happy, then if I'm happy, then Misame is happy. Isn't that right? She was like, and then she was like, if you kill L, me and Misame could be together, and I'll make me
Be
very,
happy.
very happy. And then she was like, please do it, because it'll make me so happy. Da 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 da. And she's like, okay, I guess it's just another human to me.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. Like, this is what made me think. Like, what if Light actually started feeling like some kind of remorse later on or whatnot? Like during this this battle, they're duking it out like mentally and secretly. Well, secretly,
Yeah.
in a way that's like very interesting. They developed some kind of relationship, like Tom and Jerry. They were relying on each other because they're at odds with each other. Like, it's one of those kind of relationships.
Yeah.
You're at odds, but in some way you get along, which is kind of weird, but it happens. It's a natural thing. And because like at the end of episode 14, when Rem literally says, "All right, yeah, I'll kill him," Light just has a face like he's kind of shocked, and he's like,
shocked because he's been through so much to even get to
yeah,
that.
and he's like, he's dead.
My thing is with this show, as we'll see, I feel like if they really wanted Light to win, like realistically, I think this show could have been over within like the first like 20 episodes. It's like a 40 episode show type of thing. I forgot the 40, 35, whatever. This show's
37, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I feel like some of this stuff we'll get into that. But other than that, I have nothing to say about these 3 episodes. 3 episodes. Like I said, this is when Death Note starts rolling. You know, people say it starts. I don't know how people say they don't get hooked within the 2 first. You'd be like, I've met some people who've been like, I get they're boring, but all I gotta say is your IQ is low. Now I'm like, so I'm this is when Death Note really get its prime is rolling. So I got nothing else to say about it. What about you?
Yeah, I have nothing else. I'm just at this point from watching these episodes, I'm really curious to the fact, like, how different would it be if Light actually started seeing L as a friend?
Yeah,
like I'm actually super curious about that now.
That's a topic video. That's gonna be a topic video.
Yeah.
But since we both got nothing else to say, man. Like I always say, like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications so you get notified for all the podcast guys. We are at 225. I appreciate and love all y'all. I'm like, man, this has been a great journey, great ride. Like I'm just appreciative for all my subscribers, all the people who comment, like. Again, shout out to Anime Headliners for y'all coming on last podcast on Tuesday. I had a great time with y'all. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Go follow our Instagram at anime_getting_show. She tell them stuff.
Go follow, support, and like up the photos if you find them interesting. Hit me with some constructive criticism to let me know how to improve as a photographer. On both accounts or on Facebook and Instagram, eyes.of_the_lens. And if you want pictures, just hit me up and I'll let you know if I'm in your area.
Like I always tell everybody, y'all will be on the podcast. Let me know y'all want to tell us why our anime opinion sucks. Like, come on, man. We're about all the smoke. Got nothing to say. Y'all stay safe. Go wear your mask. If you're in school, wear your mask. If you're going out, wear your mask. Y'all keep being weird. Keep watching anime. Keep subscribing. Keep liking. Stay safe. Again, peace.
Peace.